What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with a little bit of Overwatch commentary. I kind of want to talk about Season 3 in general and maybe a little bit about what Blizzard can do for Season 4, which is coming up pretty soon. If you guys don't play Overwatch, the third season of competitive actually ended on February 21st, and the new season of competitive, Season 4, will start on February the 28th. Now, so far, Blizzard has not come forth and said anything about what they're going to be doing for Season 4, if there's going to be any major changes to the way competitive works. I hope they're working on a few things behind the scenes. I'm going to get into that towards the end of this video. But right now, I just kind of wanted to give my overall thoughts and review of Season 3 and why I kind of fell out of love with Overwatch towards the end of Season 3 and why I really hope Blizzard is going to be making some adjustments to the game. Now, I came on board with Overwatch kind of late. I kind of came in towards the end of Season 2. I'm still a fairly relatively new player at the game. I don't feel like I've completely grasped it yet, especially with a lot of different characters. But I feel like I'm at a point where I'm decent enough to talk about it and talk about some of the problems I see, especially in the competitive game mode. So Season 2, I placed right around 2,400, I think. I was a higher gold. I kind of fell towards the 2,000 range, and then towards the end of the season, I finished back up right around 2,300. So, I figured myself a very solid gold player in Season 2, and I was relatively new at the game, so I really put a lot of time into improving my gameplay, watched a lot of videos, watched a lot of tip videos from some of the bigger Overwatch YouTubers, just took a lot of their tips into account, tried to work on my gameplay, tried to work on some of my overall statistics, and just being a better team player overall. So Season 3 started, and of course Blizzard made a lot of changes. They said they were going to change the way placements worked so that more people placed a little bit lower than they were used to, and we saw a pretty drastic effect happen with that, where a lot of people who were in gold and silver actually placed a lot lower than they had the season before, but the people at higher levels really didn't see much of a difference. And the big complaint was that Overwatch's hidden MMR system and the SR ranking system doesn't really allow you to improve or fall down if you've been playing the game for a while. So if you've already played through the first Season 1 and Season 2, you're going to have such a average ranking that it's going to have a really hard time placing you higher or lower, even if you've improved or gotten worse. So you have a lot of players who remained at their ranks who maybe shouldn't have, and a lot of players who are, again, stuck at their rank when they maybe should be a little bit higher, and it's a little bit harder for them to climb. And that's one of the major complaints, especially towards the end of Season 3, that really started to come out with regards to Overwatch. So moving on to Season 3, I placed about 1,800 in silver, which I kind of expected because, like I said, I came in real late on Season 2. I actually started playing competitive right after I bought the game. I got up to level 25 really, really fast, and then just jumped right into competitive. So I felt it was fair to be placed where I was at 1,800. I felt that was okay, and I was still learning the game, and I still had a ways to go. And also, since I play on PC, I don't really put a whole lot of, substance behind the ranking, even if it's lower, because the PC players tend to be a little bit better quality than what's on console. And I do have a video I'm going to be working on once I get my Xbox account leveled up high enough, because I did get a copy of Overwatch from a friend of mine who didn't want it on Xbox One, and I thought I'd do an interesting comparison of the quality of the game between console and PC. And I can tell you for sure I've put in about 6 hours on console, and the player quality there is just, it pales in comparison to PC. I'd say if you're a gold or a platinum on console, you're probably maybe silver or lower gold on PC. There's a huge difference, it seems like to me, and I'm not trying to say it to slight anybody. I'm just saying there's just a massive difference in the quality of players you face on PC. There's also a massive difference in the amount of trolls you face on PC too. So, I've found the console experience surprisingly much more enjoyable with Overwatch in terms of the type of players I've been meeting. The PC players tend to be a little bit more entitled, a little bit more trolling, and they just get really, really upset at the slightest little problem that happens in a match. But that's for a whole other video. So Season 3, I placed about 1,800. Now, I had put a lot of work in between Season 2 and Season 3, and even in Season 3, I put a lot of work into quick play, where I was trying to pick up other characters, because when I started off Season 3, I decided I was going to be a D.Va main. And of course, as many of you know, they decided to announce some nerfs to D.Va about midway through Season 3. So about midway through Season 3, I switched and started playing Zenyatta and a couple of other characters, because I wanted to become more diverse in my gameplay. And I was trying to get away from the whole, sticking with Soldier 76 and D.Va every game and trying to play some other heroes that could help the team. Unfortunately, in solo queue, that doesn't always work very well, especially if you're playing a support and you get matched with some bad teammates. But anyways, I managed to improve enough to where I went on a pretty good run right at the beginning of the season, in the first couple weeks of Season 3. I actually got up to like 2490 or something. I was about to break into Platinum. And I was really happy. I was excited. I said, I put a lot of work into the game. I've been working to improve my gameplay, my map knowledge. I've cut way down on my deaths per match. I'm learning how to retreat from bad situations rather than trying to hang in there and win a point when there's no possible chance to do so. And I was feeling really good about myself. I was like, okay, I'm actually going to improve at Overwatch. I might be able to make Platinum this season and keep working and improving. And then I hit a just massive losing streak. And I dropped from almost 2,500 all the way back down to actually back into silver, like 1,700. It was like an 800 point SR drop. And it was ridiculous because I was getting really frustrated. I would take a break after every 2 to 3 losses. I always do that so I don't get really upset and start playing poorly. But there didn't seem to be anything I could do to stop it. It didn't matter how good I would play. I had some of my best games ever, especially playing support. I play support games and lead the team in just about every category. It was really annoying because I'd be getting golds and all the things that some of the other teammates should have been with their DPS role. And of course, I was using Zenyatta for a lot of those. But there were games where I was Lucio, and it was like I'm getting gold eliminations and gold objective time, and gold healing, of course, too. But just unbelievable, some of the games and some of the teammates that I kept getting stuck with over and over and over again. And then the big problem that also hit in Season 3 was it seemed to be that leaving and trolling was a huge epidemic, especially on the PC, and there's really nothing you can do to stop it. If you get into a game and somebody decides to leave after you lose the first point, or they just decide to troll the entire match, or you get 2 people that quit, you're pretty much screwed. Now, I know there are some people that are good enough out there who can win a game 6 versus 4, but that's just not the common average thing that's going to happen. I know there are people out there who are going to say, oh, you should be good enough to carry a team. I understand that, and I know there's some people out there who are really, really good at Overwatch who maybe can carry 1v6, but that's definitely not me and not most people I know. So my experience was, even games, I had some really, really good games with D.Va where I was just absolutely carrying the team. But when you only have like 1 or 2 other people on your team that are competent and no one else is doing anything, you're not going to win the match. It doesn't matter how hard you carry the match. You're not going to win. And that was something I ran into a lot during these losing streaks, and just getting paired with some really awful players or the levers and the trolls that happened. And people can say, well, it happens to everybody, but, I guess my view is kind of skewed. It seems to happen to me quite a bit. And judging from Reddit and the forums, and even some of the bigger Overwatch YouTubers towards the end of the season, it was a major problem in Season 3. And one of the huge issues you have with that is you just cannot do anything about it. You can report them, you can block them, but it really does nothing. Blizzard has really failed to implement any kind of good player reporting system with this game. That's something I'll talk about more in depth towards the end of the video. So I went on this massive losing streak. I dropped all the way to 1,700, and I was really frustrated, but I decided to just keep with it. I stuck with the game. I quit playing as much. I really wasn't, I quit playing as much, but I started to climb back up slowly and steadily, and I actually got right back up into the 2,400s. So I went on these 2 wild and massive streaks, and that's another problem I have with competitive in Overwatch. If you're a decent high gold platinum player, or even in a higher rank maybe, there's no way you should lose 700 SR and then gain 800 SR right, back and forth. You should be you should exist in an area, maybe you lose 100 or 200 SR, but then you gain it back. And if you're kind of plateauing in that area, then you should stay there. There should not be this massively huge swing between your SR, because to me that does not represent skill whatsoever. As I play through the season, I keep track. I'm a real nerd when it comes to games like this. I have an Excel spreadsheet, and I actually have my Season 2 statistics, and I keep track of my Season 3 statistics, and it's kind of dorky, but it's how I am with games. I like to track my performance and see that I'm improving. You can use all the different apps and sites for Overwatch as well for that. And as I look through all of them, I see all my numbers improving in all the good places. I see all the bad numbers going down, like the amount of times I'm dying and things like that. And overall, I see myself improving as a player, but then I keep losing games over and over and over again. So to me, it doesn't truly represent that I'm becoming a skilled player. And I think that's one of the problems with Overwatch's SR in general. You're penalized so much for what your teammates do. You really don't have a whole lot of control over it. And that's something, I mentioned this on the forums in one of the posts I made. I said, Michael Jordan is considered by many to be the greatest basketball player of all time. Everyone knows Michael Jordan is skilled at the game of basketball, but Michael Jordan, in his first couple of years of playing basketball, got stuck on some really, really bad Chicago Bulls teams. Well, no one ever doubted that Michael Jordan was a good basketball player. And he wasn't penalized because his team was terrible. He was still able to make the All-Star team, the All-Defensive team, and things like that. So for Overwatch, I think they need to adopt a similar system, or at least place more of an emphasis on your individual gameplay and your individual SR, versus being stuck in a team with, you get somebody that leaves the match, you get a troll, or you just get people that aren't very good who got carried to their rank, and then they are starting to level off, and they're dragging you down with them when they're on their losing streak. That's just something that's really frustrating, and it happened to me twice this season in Season 3. And like I said, I climbed back up the first time. I got back up to 2,400. Thought, okay, maybe we'll stabilize here. We can get back and we can get into Platinum finally. That was my goal for Season 3, was to get into Platinum. And I know it's not a great goal. People are like, oh, you suck at the game, whatever. That's fine. That's just my own personal goal. And like I said, I'm a newer Overwatch player. But then again, another massive losing streak. And this one went all the way down into the 1500s. And so then I'm down kind of in that bronze silver area, and some of the people you get matched with are just, it's unbelievable. It's like they don't even know how to tie their own shoes or walk and chew gum at the same time. You wonder how they even are having fun at the game, because they are that bad at the game. And like I said, unless you're like a freaking grandmaster, you're not going to carry those teams. You're not going to be able to get out of that level. But I somehow managed to climb back up. I climbed back up into the 2000s, and I got back up around 2,300. Then it started again. I lost a couple games in a row, and I said, at this point, I said, I'm done. I quit. I didn't want to play anymore. The game became so frustrating towards the end of Season 3. I really just didn't want to play anymore. So I took a huge break from Overwatch. Probably for about 3 weeks, I didn't even touch the game. And I didn't even play my Xbox account either. I just quit playing. I went back to Warframe. I've been playing Warframe quite a bit. You guys have noticed a lot more Warframe videos popping up on the channel. But I just got really, really frustrated with Overwatch, and it doesn't seem like Blizzard wants to do anything to alleviate some of the issues and concerns that a lot of the fans are becoming very vocal about now. Even a lot of the larger YouTube channels are starting to jump on board and talk about a lot of the major problems that Overwatch has right now. And a lot of people were talking about the losing streak problem, where you just go on these massive losing streaks, and there just seems to be no way to pull out of it. And I know people have done it, and that's great. I know people have climbed the solo queue to Master and Grandmaster. That's great, but that's not the average experience for most of the gamers, especially those of us who really want to improve, and we're kind of stuck at these lower levels, even though we work at it. What are you going to do? At this point, I just don't even know. So Season 3 was a mixed bag. It was good at times. It was really, really, really bad at times, and it kind of drove me away from playing Overwatch. I didn't even want to play the game at this point. And I am going to play Season 4. Season 4 starts next week. I am going to get back and play some quick play matches to kind of get reacquainted with the game a little bit. There's been some changes. Some characters have been buffed and nerfed and things. So I'm probably going to stick with Zenyatta for this season as my main. I've been playing him a lot. I really enjoy his play type and everything. So probably going to stick with him and continue to try to branch out. I've been playing some Zarya for tank and some other characters, so we'll see how Season 4 goes. I'll definitely talk about my placements and how that goes when I get those completed. But Season 4 is probably going to be my last, kind of the last straw, last chance for Blizzard on Overwatch for me, because if Season 4 is still just as unenjoyable as Season 3, I'm probably going to be done with the game. A couple of the friends I had who were playing it have already quit. They've left. They're not planning on coming back, so I don't really have anybody to play with anyways. And I'll just be stuck in solo queue again. And I really hope that Blizzard implements some changes in Season 4. The one thing I really want to see them do is to improve the reporting system. They've got to do something about the leavers. There's got to be a better penalty for the people that just troll and just do stupid crap in these matches. And I'd love to see them fix that somehow. They have to make it so there's consequences. I mean, I had games where I get paired with the same players every couple other matches, because I guess we're in the same region. And I mean, we would get like Maze that would block off our spawn point, trap us in spawn, and people that would just leave or just do stupid crap the whole match and usually cause us to lose the game. And it just got really annoying. And you would report them. I'd block these people. I'd report them 2 or 3 times a night, and they'd see them on my team again like 4 matches later. And it's like, if I'm reporting this person and I'm blocking this person, why are they back on my team? It shouldn't work that way. I'd really love to see them bring back the avoid player feature, but have it only apply to your teammates. You shouldn't be able to use it to avoid playing against somebody good on the other team. but you should be able to use it to avoid bad players that are bringing you down and are making your experience miserable. I think that definitely needs to be implemented in the game. So I'd like to see them bring in something like that. I'd like to see them make competitive a little bit more rewarding, because quite honestly, if you have to go through this frustrating experience just to get a spray and a little icon and some some competitive points, I don't really think it's worth it anymore. But they've definitely got their work cut out for them. I just want to see them make a better effort to balance the game as well, because we have all these great heroes that are in the game, but only 6 or 7 of them become viable during the competitive season. That's really annoying. So hopefully they'll do a little bit of a better job with that. But they really do have their work cut out for them, and I hope they can make some improvements, because Season 4, if it doesn't improve from Season 3, I know myself, and there's going to be a lot of other people who finally kind of throw in the towel with Overwatch, as it, involves competitive play. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for me. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I do apologize for this. This is some older gameplay you've already seen, because I didn't really feel like jumping in and making any more Overwatch videos recently, but that's going to pretty much be my thoughts on Season 3, and hopefully they'll improve Season 4. Anyways, guys, let me know what you thought about Overwatch Season 3. Let me know if you're planning on playing Season 4 as well. That's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys are having a great weekend, and as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time.